Hello folks, Roy Thomas from Sutton Group Professional Realty and Halifax SeniorLiving.ca. Today we're looking at part 3 of our condo series. We're going to talk about reserve fund studies and why they're so important. If you're going to, as mentioned in the previous video number 2, and by the way, if you haven't saw 1 and 2, you probably should go back and take a look at them. We'll put the links to those down below in the notes. But when you're buying a condo, you're going to get a chance to approve the condo documents. And one of the most important ones is the reserve fund study. You definitely want to take a look at that. So let's talk a little bit about that now. First off, the history. Prior to about 2000, before the reserve fund studies were made mandatory, the condo owners themselves would set the condo fees. And of course, as human nature, people want to pay as little as possible. So fees, unfortunately, had a tendency to be kept too low. And condo corps also were not accurately projecting future major repairs that they would have to do to the buildings. As a result, these repairs would come due, and the corp simply wouldn't have enough money in their fund, the reserve fund, to pay for the repairs to these common elements that needed to be done. As a result, some maintenance was deferred, but in a lot of cases it couldn't be deferred. And as a result, the condo corp would have to hit the condo owners with a special assessment. Basically, each condo owner would be hit with an assessment of $5,000, $10,000, whatever it might be, to pay for the work that needed to be done. They could either pay it in one shot, or it could be paid over time, tagged onto their condo fees and paid off over a period of 10 years or whatever it was financed for. But this was basically going to be a large, unexpected expense to the condo owners. I can think of one interesting example. Years ago, there was a development here in Halifax. There's 2 different buildings, and each building was in a different condo corp. The units were basically identical and were selling for the same thing regardless of which building they were in. They'd get about the same price. Unfortunately, one of the buildings wasn't quite well maintained as the other, and it got hit with a special assessment. Therefore, when people were selling the special assessment, selling their unit, if there was a special assessment pending, it either meant A, the owner had to pay it out in order to sell their unit, or they would have to sell it at a lower price than the units in the other building because the buyer would have to pay the special assessments. Now, as part of the condo documents, by the way, or condo agreements, any special assessments are automatically paid off by the seller. So around 2000, the government brought in what's called reserve fund studies. They're applicable to any corp with 10 units or more. They must be done every 10 years and then updated every 5 years. And they're typically done by an engineering firm. Now, the purpose of the study is a number of things. First off, they're to look at the physical condition of the building, identify work, maintenance, repairs that would need to be done over the next 20 years going forward. They're also going to identify the timelines of when this work will need to be done. When will the roof need to be replaced? When will the elevator need to be serviced, repaired, replaced, whatever? When will the parking lot need to be paved? And they're going to estimate a cost, a future cost, for all these repairs. They're also going to look at the current balance of the reserve fund to see how much money the condo corp has in there right now, and then project the contributions over the upcoming years based on the current level of condo fees. The purpose is to look at how much they're going to be spending over the next 20 years and ensure that they're going to be bringing in, the condo fees are high enough that they're going to be bringing in enough money over that time frame to pay the cost of repairs as those costs are incurred. And as a result, if the condo isn't bringing in enough money for the projected maintenance costs, the condo fees will have to rise. This is done basically to protect the unit owners from being hit with unexpected special assessments. Condo fees, if they're too low, it's simply not a good thing. The condo isn't bringing enough money in. As a result, maintenance gets deferred or special assessments have to be levied. And a properly maintained and functioning condo corp will actually support the value of the condos. So reserve fund studies are very important. So when you get your condo docs, you want to look at your reserve fund study. It shows you how much money's in there, how much will be projected to be collected, what major repairs are anticipating doing, and you want to make sure that the condo's got that well in hand. One last note, when you move forward with your purchase, before closing, you'll be given what's called an estoppel certificate. And that certificate, it's just before closing, and that certificate shows the current balance of the reserve fund and the status of the fees associated with your condo. If you have any questions on condos, feel free to reach out to me. They're a great investment for folks looking to downsize from your home. If you have any questions, you can reach me at 497, area code 902-497-3031. Again, my name is Roy Thomas with Sutton Group Professional Realty. You can also visit me online at my website, www.halifaxseniorliving.ca. Thanks very much. Have a great day.